Hi, I'm Jonah with Sweet Honey Code, and today we're going to walk through how you can completely remove WooCommerce from a WordPress.org website. So let's get started. So here I have set up a demo store just for the purpose of this video. Now there's so many different ways you want to think about this process before you get started. The first and foremost is make sure there's a backup. Always have a backup anyways, especially with big major changes like this. And with some of the tools I'll be showing off today, you'll want that backup. Now, whether you're migrating to another cart, that's a whole nother video topic in itself. But let's say you're ready to just completely remove WooCommerce. Maybe it's something you didn't want, and that's what I'm going to be talking about today. So back in my WordPress dashboard, there are a few plugins that I use in this process that I found have really helped me in completely making sure WooCommerce is cleaned up. If you're thinking that this is a process of just clicking the deactivate button, technically you would be correct. But the other side of that is WooCommerce has actually created things like database tables that you'll want to clean up as well. So the plugins I use is redirection. You should consider using redirection if you're sending people off to another cart, whether that is a cart that works with WordPress like WP Shopify or off to another e-commerce store. Redirection will help make sure those redirects work in a fairly seamless manner. The other one that I install is WP Optimize. This is used more in the process of trying to clean up database tables, and we'll dig into that a little further. So with that, let's click deactivate, and that will start the process of deactivating WooCommerce from my store. Now, as I'm clicking deactivate, I'm immediately thinking that this would be a good time to talk about one more plugin, which is throwing a "We'll Be Back Soon" plugin. This should have been actually installed first. This one will work. It just needs to be quick and easy, and the seed prod one is fairly easy to use. This way, if there's any traffic coming to my website, they just kind of know something major is happening here. So there we go. We're going to create our page real quick. We'll just let's just say it's a maintenance mode. And I am just going to use this down maintenance mode. That looks great. Of course, I would go further to customize this, but for now, this is perfectly fine. And plus, this is not a live store. I'm just showing you this nice cool step of, hey, make sure that this is up and running. So see, I could even take this further. I'm just going to click publish, click save, and there we go. So now this coming soon should be enabled. And if I refresh, I should see that. Now this will be hard to test because I'm on a local connection, but of course I could test that as well. Make sure it's active. There we go, active. Now nobody will be able to see what's going on. So having said that, make sure you have maintenance mode plugin installed. So now we have deactivated WooCommerce. So let's do some cleanup. So there's a lot to take in consideration here. So as we go to WP-Optimize, we're going to go to the database. Now I find this works on a great deal of hosts. If you're not comfortable, their support might be able to help. A lot of times they'll pass you along and say, go find an expert to help you. So hopefully this video will help you in that. So again, if I was running this on a live server, I would make sure I had this backed up. And this plugin can actually help you back it up, so that's cool too. So with that, in my tables, what I want to look for here, more specifically, are tables that are tied to WooCommerce. And the way we find those are these WC underscore. So if I go back up to the top, I can actually filter this. So let's see if I can filter it like this. Star underscore WC underscore star. And see if that helps. So this asterisk is more like capture everything that's before this. I might even get away with just the asterisk WC underscore, and that did pull it up. So if I look through, it does look like it's pulled in pretty much everything. So there's webhooks, tax rate, you get the idea. So with this plugin, this is why I like it. It usually is fairly good at detecting if a plugin, or if it's associated with a plugin that's deactivated. So that's great. But please keep in mind, it is making an assumption here. So make sure it is a plugin that you're not using anymore, and they do get that warning. So with this, I can actually click through each of these and remove it. So I'm just going to speed play this. There we go. It took a fair few minutes for sure. And so I'm just going to clear that and just kind of look through just to make sure. Now this cart flows is with another plugin I should deactivate and clean up as well, but I could put that as another task. Oh, look at that. We have one more with the actual WooCommerce name in it. So this might be prepared. This will take a few minutes, so I'm going to quickly do this and come right back. So I clicked refresh data. Let's check the database one more time. And it looks like I've cleaned up a fair bit. Now there might be a few other things that could get left behind. One of those things is user metadata. That one's a little tough to clean up. I could find that under optimizations. What happens is sometimes there's more additional relationship data that is tied to the user, especially if that user is a customer, which again is another step. So if I went to users, I would need to go through and find all the customers that have registered through my website. Now with WordPress, oftentimes that user is a subscriber, so that may add a bit of a challenge to that as well in terms of cleaning them up. So you could clean up all the subscribers by changing, by clicking on if there was a bunch of subscribers and taking a look that way. So there's some additional steps to consider in this process as well. So if there was a bunch of subscribers, I would definitely clean them up as well. The biggest thing is actually sending your subscribers. Having said that, make sure you're sending your subscribers to a subscribing service rather than directly through your WordPress. It will save you this headache later on. All right, cool. So I have pretty much cleaned up everything. Now there are some other things that are going to be there behind the scenes. So depending on your host, the next step would be actually going to your host and finding the folder for any uploads that you have there as well. So here I'm using a local dev. So what I can do here is actually go right to where my folder is, which I probably could right here. Let's see if I can find it. Right here. So if I click this little arrow, it'll take me there. So if I was connecting with the host, I would find the SFTP information or something like that so I can log in and find the same folder. So what would I look for? Well, oftentimes with most servers, it's under a public _HTML folder. Here, because I'm using a local app, it's called public. What you want to find is WP-content folder. We go in there. Next, we go to uploads. And so anything that was uploaded through WooCommerce would be in a folder like this called WooCommerce _uploads. So that would be any downloads that you might have attached there. So we're going to click on that. And I can see there's some additional WooCommerce images. So I'm just going to clear all that out. And this WC-logs as well, because that is any error logs that were occurring with WooCommerce, so it's completely clear. Now, depending on your host, and as if you're using SFTP, that process could take longer, but I pretty much have cleaned it up. So if I close that up, I can actually refresh my website, and I might come across some problems because there are now pages that are tied to WooCommerce that we'll need to clean up as well. So let's take a look at that. We're going to click Pages, All Pages, and we're going to look for the ones that were installed. Now, because I've used this demo site for multiple things, I'm going to see multiple pages. But usually, one way to find out is clicking Edit for Cart. So if you're switching to another cart plugin, keep this in mind that you may see double pages. So here I can see that this is a WooCommerce shortcut. So I can click Move to Trash. So there we go. I can do that for this one. I'm just going to clean all these up like so. So if you're using another plugin that is providing an e-commerce to WordPress, you'll want to make sure you click Edit and that you're clearing out the right right page instead of the one that's tied to the new cart. So again, keep in mind if that note about if there was another cart that you installed and it created its own pages, just double check those. But there, I've cleaned up all of that. I can go to trash now, click empty trash, and that will clear those all up. So right now, everything has been completely cleaned up with my website. Now, there might be further cleanup needed. A lot of this would depend on how complex of a website that was being created, or other things that could be in place. So for example, there's WooCommerce blocks, which allows you to put WooCommerce products on certain pages. If I refresh this page, I'm going to notice this shortcut that was included here as well. So just keep in mind that there is going to be further code cleanup here. So I would need to go here, edit this page, remove that shortcode, and make sure whatever is supposed to be there is from, maybe it's a button that says, hey, go check out our best-selling products here, off to whatever new cart I have. So keep that in mind that there will be that potential shortcodes everywhere, depending where you, you may have to hunt it down, which is a hard thing to do. But with that, those are the key things I do to clean up a WordPress website from WooCommerce, especially if you're migrating to a new cart. I hope this video helps. Please let me know if you have any questions or comments down below. Be sure to like, subscribe to this video, and consider supporting me on Buy Me a Coffee. The link is in the description below. Thank you, and I'll see you next time. Bye for now.